are occurring up to 5 times more often, but killing fewer people. The BBC's Matt McGrath.
Weather-related disasters like Hurricane Ida, which recently struck the U.S. Gulf Coast, have grown rapidly in the decades since 1970, says the WMO. The economic impact has risen too. But the good news is that the number of people being killed by storms, floods and droughts has fallen by 2/3 in the same period.
The U.S. completed withdrawal from Afghanistan this week, and the Taliban is celebrating. CBS's Charlie D'Agata is in Qatar.
Crowds attended a mock funeral held by the Taliban, coffins draped in flags of America and coalition allies. But as celebrations subside, the country may soon be facing more funerals of its own.
The UN is warning food supplies in parts of Afghanistan could run out before the end of the month. This morning, Texas enacted the toughest abortion ban in the Supreme Court failed to weigh in. Loyola Law's Jessica Levinson.
It will essentially ban all abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy. This is a law that contravenes Roe versus Wade and Planned Parenthood versus Casey, the 2 Supreme Court cases on abortion rights.
Last night outside the city of Iowa, protesters demanded justice for an alleged rape survivor.
Enough is enough. This has been going on for far too long in universities across the United States. Men are getting away with sexual violence against women, and frankly, we're sick of it. We're the generation that's going to stop it. It's over.
Petition claims the district attorney ignored video and DNA evidence. 180. This is CBS News.
Fever is the key symptom for both the flu and COVID. The Exergen temporal scanner is essential to detect fevers early and reliably. Learn more at Exergen.com.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll find to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh and Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered individuals through AA Wealth Management, LLC.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. Stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS. To qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News. 4 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Dave Maurer. The Mackinac Bridge Labor Day Walk is on for this coming Monday, but COVID-19 numbers have been on the rise again in Michigan with the Delta variant. Kim Nowak is the executive director of the Mackinac Bridge Authority.
We're watching the CDC recommendations, and so if you find yourself amongst folks that are not in your immediate family and you're closer than 6 feet, they recommend you do wear a mask. And so we are putting that on our website and using that information for the walk.
Nowak says they had 30,000 walkers in 2019. The last year the walk was held. She says 5% on the bridge since 2019. As families take one last road trip before the end of summer this Labor Day weekend, they may spot posters with a special message at rest areas across the state. WSGW's Ann Williams has more.
The Michigan Department of Transportation is assisting TalkSooner.org, a source for youth substance use prevention, as they encourage families to have important drug talk conversations with their kids or teens during the Labor Day weekend and afterward. Starting today, posters from Talk Sooner will be posted at some of MDOT's 77 rest areas and welcome centers around the state, encouraging parents and caregivers to spend time during their travels about drug use prevention. The posters direct people to free online resources featuring parent talking tips geared toward youths of all ages and stages of development, conversation starters, drug trend information, and more. The developers of TalkSooner.org say vaping and edible marijuana consumption have been increasing among teens. Ann Williams, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
More details are emerging about the man killed by other inmates at a Western Michigan prison. Joshua Stead had been locked up since 2017 for convictions in Chippewa County and the Upper Peninsula. The 40-year-old Stead was killed Saturday when two men at the weapon and walked out of his cell moments later. The Corrections Department says state police are investigating. In 2017, Stead pleaded no contest to assault and fleeing from a police officer. Records show he had previous convictions in Genesee, Antrim, and Grand Traverse counties. WSGW News Time, 9:08.
Have you heard about all the benefits of joining DCECU? The great rates, the member give back. Membership sounds amazing. Too bad you're not eligible, right? Wrong. It's easier than ever to join.
I thought only immediate family of DCECU members could get in, but I was wrong. My Uncle Earl I can be a member too.
I'm eligible through my support for community organizations. I didn't even know that was possible.
I didn't realize that employees of nearly 100 companies can join DCECU. I was able to become a member because I work for one of them.
If you're not a member, you can be. Find out how at dcecu.org/join. Membership eligibility required. While member give-back rebates and rewards occur with great regularity, this credit union benefit is not guaranteed. Not all loan and deposit products are eligible for member give-back consideration. Some limitations apply. Insured by NCUA.
News time 9:09. An environmental group says groundwater at least 6 military installations in the Great Lakes region is contaminated with high levels of PFAS chemicals. The Environmental Working Group says Pentagon records show the compounds have been discovered in water around bases in Michigan, New York, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. It says at least 385 military installations nationwide are polluted with PFAS, mostly from firefighting foam used widely in training exercises. PFAS are known as forever chemicals because they don't break down in the environment. The Department of Defense says it will take years to clean up the contamination. The COVID-19 pandemic may leave some kids feeling anxious or stressed as they return to the classroom. The good news is there are some simple ways to help. MNN Health reporter Dr. Deanna Lights.
Communication is key. Dr. Tisa Johnson-Hooper is a pediatrician with Henry Ford Health System.
Let your young person know that their concerns, their fears, or anxieties are normal. If they have concerns, more likely their friends or peers, even adults, have the same concerns. So acknowledge it, let them know it's natural, it's normal, then address the fear and concerns with facts.
Says it's important to have age-appropriate conversation and empower your child.
Give them the power to do something to feel better. So I would then tell them to reduce your risk of contracting COVID and spreading it to loved ones. You can do something. You can wear a mask, wash your hands.
It's the calm before the storm for the Michigan Wolverines and head coach Jim Harbaugh as they prepare to open the regular season on Saturday afternoon. MNN's Tony Ortiz has more.
It's fair to say that last season was an incredibly disappointing and frustrating one for Michigan, which would finish with a 2-4 record, the first losing season for the Wolverines. With the heat now turned up to high under head coach Jim Harbaugh, who is yet to lead Michigan to a Big Ten title, he was asked why he believes the 2021 season will be different for Michigan.
That's why you go play the games.
been through a really good offseason. Winter training, lifting, spring ball, summer more training, more lifting, more running. Team came out of that in tremendous shape. Then a fall camp, 29 practices, and here we are.
I'm Tony Ortiz for the Michigan News Network.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-910. I'm Dave Maurer.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. For today, we'll stay under plenty of sunshine across the region with the high in the lower 70s. Winds will be a bit breezy out of the north-northeast at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then for tonight, clear skies. Lows bottom off to around 50, staying sunny here for your Thursday, and a high in the upper 70s. On Thursday night, mostly clear. Lows cool off to around 52 degrees with ample sunshine for your Friday, and a high around 78. Upper 70s Saturday. I'm meteorologist Eric Dolman with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 61.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you, and welcome on this Wednesday morning to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Nice to have you with us. It's an open line day today, both this hour and next hour. Open phones, whatever you want to talk about. There's certainly enough out there to talk about. Supreme Court refuses to interfere in the Texas abortion law, which now has the toughest abortion regulation in the country. Afghanistan, of course, still on the table, COVID-19. And another topic, it caught my attention, mainly because I'm old enough to worry about it, Social Security. The reason I bring it up this morning is the trustees, always found that to be a strange name, but those responsible for Social Security have put out a report that it would appear this year Social Security will pay out more than it takes in. You heard that right. They will pay out more than their income. Now, a lot of that is attributed to COVID-19. Not as many people working during COVID-19, not as much collected for Social Security, but the checks kept coming. So now Social Security faces its first deficit spending year. What to be done about Social Security? I can tell you what isn't going to happen. What isn't going to happen is that they will not impact those of us who collect Social Security. Now, I say those of us because I'm 78 years old and I collect Social Security, and my wife collects Social Security. And it has historically been proven that Congress doesn't want to impact those collecting Social Security because they make up a pretty significant voting bloc. And so whatever changes ever come about, and eventually they're going to have to be changes, those receiving Social Security today won't be impacted. That's that really is my absolute belief. And history, I think, proves me right. However, those not quite there yet might be a different story. I think what we're going to see before we see reductions in payments, I think we're going to see the age limit creep up. And realistically, it should. When Social Security was created, the life expectancy was 66 years. So you retired at 65, and at 66, you were gone. On average. Obviously, actuarial tables are, estimates. Well, today, that's not true anymore. So the retirement age has crept up to around 67, but the actuarial tables are now in the 80s for some, 78 to 80 or more. We lost a little this last year because of COVID, but they're still a lot higher than what they used to be. So people are living longer, collecting longer. So in the beginning, when Social Security was created, and there were 10 job holders for every one person on Social Security, it was flush. Well, time has eroded that. To the last number I heard was under 1.5 job holders paying for each Social Security recipient. And as that decreases, eventually you get to the point where Social Security is in a negative position. Now, I've said for a long, long time that I think that the age limit needs to be raised, possibly all the way up to 70. If for no other reason than it keeps track and keeps up with the actuarial table. What is going to be interesting at the end of this year is the inflation rate, because inflation is running significantly higher than it has in the past. It's up, the last one I saw was, I think, 5.9% or something like that. And of course, Social Security benefit increases are based on the rate of inflation, minus certain factors that I'll never understand. But the reality is, Social Security benefits are probably going to go up at the end of this year in a more sizable way than they have in the past because of inflation. So what's the answer to Social Security? And, I've heard forever, well, Congress raided the Social Security Trust Fund, so, that's the answer. Well, that's not the answer, because while they may have raided the Social Security Trust Fund, it all comes out of the same pot, folks. Understand, it's tax dollars. You put tax dollars in, you take tax dollars out. It's that simple. So if they take the money out of the trust fund and put an IOU in, come time to pay that IOU, you can bet Congress will be putting money in. They're not going to let it go broke. Because remember what I said in the beginning. The community of collectors, those of us who collect Social Security, represent a sizable voting bloc and a more active voting bloc in many cases. They're not going to mess with us. So the day is not going to come when the trust fund is called upon, or Congress is called upon to replace money in the trust fund, and Congress says, no, that's not going to happen. The money will be there. But at some point in time, it's got to be fixed. It has to be fixed. And I think they start, in my world anyway, you start by raising the age of retirement, where you can actually collect Social Security. I really believe that's the answer. Maybe it ought to match the age where you have to start taking money out of your retirement funds 10% at a time. Maybe that ought to be the age. Anyway, that or whatever else you'd like to chat about, you can give us a call right here, 752-6111, toll free, 866-790, WSGW, the Art Lewis Show in progress. If you're out of state, you can call 989-752-6786. 6111. Love to chat with you on this Wednesday morning, and we will be back after these notes.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have make retiring easier and empower your retirement. They talk about how a well thought out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement, 848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
This is Rachel from the SBRC Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington, right on Riverfront Saginaw. Our small businesses in the downtown Saginaw Farmers Market continue providing for our community. Fresh produce and hand-picked flowers from our farmers, global flavors with coming soon straight from Louisiana, gumbo with Creole Queens, American favorites like Honey's Tasty Potatoes, sweet treats with Mini Donut Delight Factory, and retail shopping with Truly Essential shopping experience. Come support small at the SBRC Marketplace, open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Register on our Facebook page for our SBRC Cornhole Tournament fundraiser on October 9th. Big announcement, Oxeye Con is coming September 25th. We thank you for the continued support of our small to shop local, eat local, support small business, and we'll see you at the market.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
There's a disappointing reading on the job market. Payroll processing company ADP says 374,000 new jobs were created last month by that is far fewer than economists were predicting. The Labor Department releases the monthly employment report on Friday. Amazon is planning to hire 55,000 employees, 40,000 in the U.S. The openings are in corporate and technology positions. Both Walmart and Dollar General are hiring. Millions of respiratory devices made by Philips are being repaired and replaced around the world. The FDA has approved repairs for the machines. Google, a unit of Alphabet, has now postponed its office reopenings until January 10th because of new outbreaks of COVID. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosell. In you.
This Labor Day is the perfect time to buy an Untucked shirt. Save 25% on every style we sell during the annual Labor Day sale going on now. Untucked shirts are designed to be worn untucked so you can look sharp even at your most casual. Whether you're going back to the office, working from home, or have no idea, find shirts that look great at They're all 25% off of the Labor Day event happening now. So if you haven't experienced the perfect fitting shirt, don't miss 25% off site-wide and store-wide at Untucked. Shirts designed to be worn untucked.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
Pro football season's here, and pro roofers save valuable time with Beacon Pro Plus. Beacon Pro Plus works 24/7 for material ordering, order history, and automated promotion tracking. So you if roofing products even when working remotely. And now, order on Beacon Pro Plus and get a $175 gift card and a chance for a VIP Pro Football getaway. Gear up and raise your game with Beacon Pro Plus today. Build, score, and win at BECN.com.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-990-6271 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to 800-990-6271.
Swing the ground ball to second base. Underhand flip. Castro to short. Over to Scope at first. Ending 4-6-3 double play.
The Tigers play 6:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show and to our phones this morning. Lee is in Saginaw. Lee, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
I wanted to bring up something you were talking about the other day. We were talking about electric cars and how eventually we're going to have no choice.
Yeah.
Moving towards it. I fully agree with you. I'm not arguing that point. But there's things people are realizing. Back in, March 15th of 71, we cut ourselves off from the gold standard. And in the 50s, France redeemed currency for gold. Then one of the reasons we got off the gold standard was they were fixing to do that again, and other countries were, and it would have bankrupted us, so we cut ties with the gold standard. And what we moved into what's called the petrodollar. The U.S. currency was the world's reserve currency, and all oil transactions were made with the U.S. dollar. So I guess where I'm going with this is, once we move all electric down the road, well, I don't think we're going to have the world's reserve currency anymore. There'll still be a use for oil, but nowhere near like it is now. And I don't think people understand how that's going to affect us.
I don't know that it will, Lee, because let's take your example. Let's go down the road 30 years, and half the cars on the road are electric, and we're not trading in as much petrol as we used to. When you take that dollar out of your pocket and you spend it, it is still based on the faith and credit of the American government, and it isn't going to change.
Yes.
It isn't going to change.
Yes. Well, here's the problem. Right now, we're sitting on $30 trillion we can never pay off. The only thing that's really propping the dollar up right now is it's the world's reserve currency, and oil transactions are made in dollars. There's a reason for people to buy dollars. There's a reason for people to buy our debt. If that's not the case no more, well,
then maybe we won't run up debt. Wouldn't that be nice?
Well, it'd be nice, but the problem of it is, I'm worried. What happens when you can't pay your debt?
Well, we'll be able to pay our debt. There is a breaking point. Obviously, you can only go so far when your debt exceeds the value of your GDP in your country. You're obviously bankrupt. I don't think we'll get. Listen, I am not in favor of the debt. I would prefer a neutral budget where you don't spend more than you have, like every other state has to do. But that's not the way the federal government has worked. And until it changes, we're stuck with what we got. And what we got is a bunch of people who think they can buy votes with money. And that goes for both parties. It doesn't work just one way.
You're right.
And we're all going to pay for it. Our tax dollars, instead of going to things that we might need in this country, are going to go to pay interest on debt.
Do you think we could end up in a situation of the Weimar Republic or Argentina, Zimbabwe, a host of other countries?
No, I doubt that. I doubt that. We're more resilient than that. And I think history has also shown when push comes to shove, all of a sudden Congress has to do what's right. And I think that's what will happen. But it's something to keep your eye on. No two ways about it. It is a different world we live in today. And there's a push from China to replace the world's reserve currency with theirs or others. These are things we do have to watch. You're right about that.
There's an interesting note on that one. The largest buyers for the last multiple years, the largest buyers of gold and silver in the world has been China, Russia, and India.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, some people see that there's a possibility down the road that things are going to change.
Well, things always change. Question is it benefit to you or benefit to the other guy? What is the change?
This is a benefit to them.
Change is inevitable, but it can be good change and bad change, and that's what we have to watch. So, all right, Lee, good points. Appreciate the call, Frank. Thanks a lot. Jim is in Bay City. Jim, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Art. Another good show. I wanted to kind of jump on board when you're talking about Social Security.
Yep.
I would also agree with you bumping up the age. I think that might also be something to get people to want to take care of themselves more, knowing that the government's not going to 62 or 65, so they need to stay in shape. Also, I think we need to get more people to work so that they're paying in. But I also wanted to lead this into, I'm a physician, and just the healthcare problems that we have in this country, for example, diabetes, the epidemic of that. And I've seen literature that for every diabetic, we pay about $50,000 a year in healthcare costs. And expanding on that, really the nutritional status in our country here.
Now that's an interesting point. And since you're a physician, you can comment on this. Because my understanding was, and this goes back a number of years, it's not as true today. My understanding was you as a physician in training got very little nutritional information. And only in recent times did that change.
Yeah, very little in nutrition, and as a family doctor, another one is sleep in the important country. And of course, nutrition and lack of sleep both contribute to obesity, and then from obesity you have all kinds of problems.
Yeah, now
that come from that.
Of course,
and personally in my office, what I've come to believe to be true is it's not just enough to try and get your patients to want to get healthier, just relying on willpower. And even the knowledge point, just because I know what I should be doing and what are the foods that are healthier to me, really what drives people is what's available, what's convenient.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, for a lot of people, I'll just bring up one example, $1, and they had a 2-liter of Mountain Dew that's 88 cents. And right next to that was a 1 liter of water that was $2.36.
Yeah.
So what do you have? Of course, you're going to have people, buying the cheap cereal, buying the cheap food, the candy bars. For example, my son works at Myers right now. Every day, he said they have to replace 3,000 Reese's peanut butter cups in that store.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. So I have a question for you, all right? Because you're a physician. You see this every day. There is a great paradox here. And that is that you're absolutely right with the epidemic of type 2 diabetes in this country and obesity, and we don't take care of ourselves. We don't exercise. Yet the actuarial tables, except for this last year because of COVID, keep going up. How is that? Is medicine so good that it's figured ways?
We rely on medicine.
Yep, that's the answer.
Sometimes I'll think of it this way. Yeah, if let's say all healthcare disappeared today. There's no medicine, there's no dialysis, there's no doctors, there's nothing. How many people would die in the next 6 months in America? And it would be scary.
Oh, yeah. Astronomical, I would think.
It would be scary.
Yep, absolutely.
And I think we need to change this around to on pills and all these things to keep us alive. We need to rely on a good night's sleep and good nutrition and other kinds of things like that.
Yeah.
But that's not what's being really pushed.
No, I know that.
Healthcare from Western medicine is what is pushed.
And the other side of this coin, which has always amused me, is we go to a guy like you and we pay you for your advice, and then we go home and totally disregard it.
Yeah, which is true. Which is why I found I need to keep reminding the patients, but also it's not it.
Yeah.
And so, for example, I've had to live what I teach. In the last 5 to 10 years, I've lost 40 pounds. And I've done that by changing the food that's available into my house. And when I'm not at home, I have to have a plan. If I go to work without a plan, well, then I end up running to McDonald's during lunch.
Yeah.
But if I bring a healthy meal with me, I'm much more likely to eat a healthy meal.
Sure.
And I'd also say it's really complicated. It's not just eat more vegetables.
No, it's
really
balance.
To lose weight and do it a natural way, it's very, very complicated. But it's not impossible
No.
once you have.
But it really boils down to calories in, calories out, doesn't it? In the end.
Yeah, that's one, but it's also eating slower. It's also balancing things so you're not just eating carbs,
Right.
particularly processed carbs.
Right.
So that's a big part of it. Of course, I'm not going to gain weight if I'm only eating 999 calories.
Yeah. Unless you're sitting on your fanny all day.
The biggest change, I'd say one of the biggest changes for me from now to, 7 years ago, I don't ever get to the point now where I'm starving.
Yeah.
Because once you get to the point, that willpower you had and that knowledge of what I should do kind of melts away, and that McDonald's drive-through window is looking pretty good now.
Yeah. Jim, I got to interrupt because of time, but I really appreciate the call. Let's do this again. Love talking to you.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day, Art.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye now. Dr. Jim in Bay City. We'll take a break and be back with Bill and Frankenmuth when we return.
Hey, everybody, this is Pat Johnston from the WSGW Morning Team Show. I'm fired up because college football is back, and FanDuel Sportsbook is making Week 1 even more exciting. Right now, all customers get a risk-free bet on any Week 1 game. That's right, place any Week 1 bet and get a refund and site credit if you don't win. So you can bet on this Saturday game or this Friday night's Michigan State Northwestern showdown. Now, offers like this are just one of the many reasons I love betting college football on FanDuel. It's the #1 rated sportsbook app in America. It's safe and secure, and it's easy to use. Just open the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now to get started. New to FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up with promo code WSGW to also get a risk-free bet of up to $1,000. That's promo code WSGW so they know I sent you. Must be 21 and present in Michigan. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund $10 unless otherwise indicated. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
Hi, this is Jessica. Any of your needs. When it's time to buy a car, move into a new home, consolidate your debt, take a family vacation, or buy that new boat or motorcycle, United Financial can provide you the money you need. With low rates and a quick and easy application process, you'll see just how easy it is to finance your dreams at United Financial. Have a loan somewhere else? Contact us today to see if we can save you money on your monthly payment. We fit the Mint, and we fit you too. Visit our website for details and see just how easy it is to switch your accounts to United Financial Credit Union.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Federally insured by NCUA. Contact Credit Union for details.
Where you live, United Financial Credit Union, serving the Valley community.
Lehman's Green Apple Barn is celebrating their 36th annual Apple Country Craft Show Saturday and Sunday, September 11th and 12th from 10 to 4. Over 45 local vendors will be featuring handmade items. You'll find crafters from woodworking, photography, sewing, doll clothes, holiday and garden decor, fresh baked goods, warm donuts, freshly pressed apple cider, kettle corn, concessions, and more. Check out greenapplebarn.com or visit on Facebook. Stop out to Lehman's Green Apple Barn Saturday and Sunday, September 11th and 12th from 10 to 3.
Consumers Energy is making big changes to bring clean energy to Michigan, like turning to solar and wind power and pledging to go coal-free. But we can't do it alone. We need everyone to join us by making small changes, like installing LED light bulbs, smart thermostats, and joining our clean energy programs. With your help, we can create a better future for Michigan. Together, we can become a force of change. Learn how at consumersenergy.com/change.
It's me, the number 3, with some exciting Michigan lottery news I guarantee you're going to love. It's tripler time.
3 cheers for Club Keno players. Because for a limited time, it's tripler time.
Love it.
With a doubler or tripler message. If it appears on your winning ticket, your Club Keno and extra prizes will be doubled or tripled
Would you mind repeating that last part?
or tripled.
Sweet.
So the fun's as easy as
1, 2, me.
with Club Keno tripler time.
Only from the Michigan Lottery.
Lottery.
Oh, sorry.
Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Vaccines are not enough, and accurate thermometers are essential for everyone.
COVID is once again a major concern, and fever is the key symptom for both the flu and COVID. An accurate thermometer, like the Exergen temporal scanner, is essential to detect fevers early and reliably. Studies have shown that non-contact thermometers are ineffective and therefore dangerous, as they create a false sense of security. Exergen is to ensure that everyone who needs an accurate thermometer can purchase one. Learn more at exergen.com.
On air and online from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, back with you. Before we get to Bill and Frankenmuth, I had a caller leave me a voicemail asking about the governor's recent order to lower flags to half staff because of what happened at Kabul. And he wondered how long that order was in effect for. It is now expired. August 31st was the termination date of that half flag order. Bill is in Frankenmuth. Bill, good morning to you.
Art, how are you doing this morning?
We're doing all right.
All right, excellent. Hey, I wanted to chime in on the Social Security concerns. You know, I would imagine the Social Security program is the largest investment retirement plan in the world. Now, that's just an assumption, but I'm assuming it's that big.
I would assume the same thing.
Okay, so if we were to take only 20%, and this is not a new idea, but for whatever reason it doesn't get much traction, if we were to take about 20% of that investment fund and look at different equities and bonds versus treasuries that the Social Security program invests in today, I think that would be a substantial boost to help cover some of the costs.
Now, let me ask this. Are you saying that the government should take the 20% and invest it in the private equities market?
Right.
Okay.
Right. What I would like to see is actually two things, Art. I'd like to see the government take its 20% and have people do their investing. And then I'd like also 20% of the the employee contribution into a self-directed program.
That's where I was going. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I'd like to do both. And so then, you know, when you look at, you know, I've got about 36 years of Social Security contributions, and, you know, the yield, and we've got a 100-year track record. So I don't buy the fact of, well, hey, the stock market's risky or bonds are risky.
Right.
You know, this doesn't, 100 years that says that consistently year over year, the stock market and the bond market way outperforms the Social Security program by, you know, probably 8 or 10 fold.
Yeah. Well, I'm not disagreeing. I think it's an interesting idea.
How do we get it? How do we get any traction with it though? Why isn't it being talked about? Because it seems pretty.
The place to start is with your congressman. That's where it all has to begin. And, that's the only way, really. I mean, we have to get enough people to agree that it's a good thing to do and put the pressure on. Whether that's going to happen or not, you know, your guess is as good as mine. But it's an interesting idea, and it's been talked about before. I mean, there's been many discussions in the past about Social Security investing, and that the private individual should have some say in deciding where some of that money is invested. These are not new concepts, but they're good concepts that ought to be looked at. Listen, I think
I'm not saying 100% either.
No, I understand.
Because you know what, I don't want everybody to rely on the stock market. I'm saying even just 20% would probably be enough to overlay and fix some of the outlay problems that we've got, because it's really returning. You know, Social Security is an awful investment program, you know, from a ROI perspective. And it's like, you know, if we can take 20% and do, you know, 5-fold, that may be enough. And yet it still guarantees people, you know, a very reliable
here's the other side of this coin, Bill. And I would think you might agree hearing what you're saying. While we can agree that Social Security is poor on ROI, return on investment, it's also money that's out of sight, out of mind. And when you do that, we don't worry about it. And that's part of the problem. Part of the problem is it's just there. We're accustomed to it. We don't worry about it. And we are relatively confident that when we reach retirement age, the check will come.
That's right.
And so consequently, you know,
if you hire a financial planner and he said, hey, for the next 36 years, I'm going to get you a little more than 1% return, you'd fire the guy.
Yeah, but don't forget now, when you hire a financial planner now, one of the first things they want to know is what's your Social Security going to look like. It's all part of the program.
Sure.
But I agree. I think there are better ways to do it. But you know, we're lone wolves right now.
Well, we're getting older, Art, but maybe together with traction.
Yeah. Well, I'm old enough. I've been collecting it for a while. So.
Well, good for you, and that's what it's there for. I don't blame you for that.
And thanks for paying in. We appreciate it.
I know you do, and I'm gonna keep going as long as I can.
Oh, I still have to. Here's the paradox. I mean, I'm 78 years old, but I'm working. So I take the money out of one pocket and give it to Uncle Sam, and they give it back to me in the other pocket.
Well, my parents they lived in Saginaw. We're 93. My dad just passed away, and you know he collected on that program
a long time.
Many. I fully support it. I think it's really important. We just need to make it work for everybody. Otherwise, it's just going to be gone.
Yeah, good conversation, Bill. I appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, take care, Art.
You too. Bye-bye now. Russ, hang on. We'll get to you after these notes on the Art Lewis Show.
Every educator out there is all hands on deck, and we're just doing what we need to do.
We have learned so many new tools on how to help kids, how to make sure that they know that we're there for them as well.
It's our job to protect our students, to protect our staff, to protect our community.
Facing extraordinary challenges, and they are stepping up to help students succeed, keeping students and communities safe and healthy, connecting with students in new ways, maintaining their dedication to student success.
I'm a teacher. It's not just a job for me, it's my lifestyle.
I'm going to teach no matter what it takes for me to do that.
This new school year, let's celebrate these champions for education by telling their stories. Hear them at MEA.org. MEA, Champions for Education.
RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com. We not only have one, but 4 different deals from the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon for half off. You can use the infrared sauna for only $7.50. Get a Versa Spa spray tan for only $17.50. Use the KBL Level 6 tanner for only $16.50. You can also get a $20 gift certificate to the boutique for only $10. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
School's out for summer, but if your business is running QuickBooks, you'll never get a break. Their manual processes, integration difficulties, and glitchy delays will leave you need. Failing to graduate to NetSuite will leave you stuck in summer school while your friends party. NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 cloud financial system, no matter how big your business grows. With visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more, NetSuite is everything you need to grow all in one place. Automate your processes with NetSuite and close your books in no time. 93% of surveyed business visibility and control since graduating to NetSuite. Special financing is back. NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind financing program to those ready to graduate.
Head to netsuite.com/radar right now. netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, I guess we'll try to make sense of it all. That is a very, very difficult job. We will have fun.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and let's get back to our phones. Russ is in Bay City. Russ, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. Personally, I think the electric cars are pretty cool. I'd love the opportunity to drive one. What I want to know, though, is where's all this electricity going to come from? Because the same people who are pushing for electric cars are pushing that we eliminate electricity produced by gas, oil, and
Fossil fuels.
coal.
Yeah. Well, in talking
We
to,
can't produce the electricity we need today. We have brownouts and blackouts all the time.
no, we don't here.
Well,
California does. We don't.
nationally.
Yeah, but
So
I talked
where's
to,
this gonna come from?
well, I talked to Consumers Energy folks, and they say they can produce it. They say they're not worried about it. That the power that they're closing down on fossil fuels, they're replacing with green energy, and they say they'll have enough. Time will tell.
They don't have enough now. I just don't see how greatly reducing the production of it is going to produce more. I mean, we aren't going to get the electricity from wind and solar that we get from natural gas and oil and coal.
Yeah.
We're just
Well, I will say this: they have not picked on natural gas as much as they've picked on oil and coal.
oh, they will be though. You can
Oh, the
guarantee
day will
that.
come. Day will come because they want to be totally free. But I listen. They have a responsibility to provide the electricity and plan for it, and they say they can do it.
They don't meet their responsibilities now.
Why? Have you had a brownout?
We do have
Have,
brownouts
well,
and blackouts.
have you had brownouts? I haven't. Have you had blackouts? I haven't.
Well, no, but I mean, I'm not the only person living in America either. Look at what's
Well,
going on
no,
in California and New
but
York.
it's the responsibility of every energy company. We live in Michigan, and in Michigan they say they can handle it. In California, they got other problems. They need to deal with it.
Well, I just think that we have a national grid.
Well, we do have a
And
national
eventually it's
grid.
going to affect us whether we want to admit it or not.
Maybe we'll find out. Time will tell.
It's just a question.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's a good question because the grid system. And I said this yesterday. We were talking about this yesterday. If a hurricane can shut down an entire city like New Orleans, think of what cybercrime can do to the national grid system, and that's where the next wars are going to be fought. I think we need.
What are those called? EMTs or EMPs or something like that, where it's like a bomb that goes off and it knocks out your electricity. Bye.
Yeah, well, it's cybercrime, whether they do it that way or whether they hack into your system. 6 of one, half a dozen of another.
Set up, it's way too long.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Now, listen, the electric grid system is a question mark in this country, a big question mark that leaves us extremely vulnerable. Now, you talk to those in charge and they tell you, oh, we have protections and all of that. The bottom line is, in this day and age with cybercrime what it is and the hackers' ability to outthink protections, I really worry about the electric system. I don't worry about the ability of, say, Consumers or DTE to provide enough electricity. They're doing that. I worry about them being shut down by a foreign power who's looking to disrupt our way of life. That I worry about. And that's, I think, where we need to pay particular attention in this day and age of cybercrime, what it is and how it's being used or misused. It just seems to me that we're not, at least publicly, putting enough effort into protecting the electric grid. And I say that purposely because we don't know what's going on privately. We don't know what happens behind the scenes in these companies. We really don't know the efforts they put forth to protect their systems. And let's be honest, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they put forth lots of effort. Question is it enough? And I don't know the answer to that. I do not know the answer to that. I do know I don't want to find out the hard way. That's for sure. It's the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW, sponsored by my friend Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty, located inside the Point in Saginaw. The Point, of course, is the former ISD building. New to the Point is Cafe 476, your new coffee stop, with a bird's eye view serving espresso, coffee, tea, bubbles, lemonade, smoothies, frozen yogurt, and more. Plus, delicious baked goods made fresh and local, donuts, pastries, danishes, just to name a few, and food items added daily like their absolutely wonderful cherry almond chicken salad croissant, which I have had many times. Make sure to like them on Facebook, and you'll get updates on all their new menu items. And if you stop in there, ask for the Art Lewis smoothie. You will actually find me on the smoothie menu. It's chocolate, banana, and pineapple. Oh, good, good, good. Stop in at the new Cafe 476 in the Point, where M46 and M47 meet off Gratiot in Saginaw, thus the 476 in the name, Cafe 476. We'll be back to close out this hour after these notes.
At CDW, we get that a cyborg assistant won't make your employees more productive from home.
Please, call me Brian. I can vacuum your dog.
That's great. But at CDW, we can design a productivity solution with Lenovo devices that offer fast, reliable connectivity to help your people manage their workloads the right way.
Can I have a human hug?
No. For technology that moves you forward, trust Lenovo and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Learn more at cdw.com/Lenovo client.
We're proud for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
WSGW is proud to be recognized as a Media Market finalist for the most prestigious award in radio, the Marconi Award. Only 5 media market stations in the entire country are named as finalists. On October 13th in Las Vegas, only one is honored as the best, the Marconi Award, named after the father of what we know today as radio. Here's this honor with you, our loyal family of radio listeners. You are a Marconi Award finalist with WSGW.
All right, back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. Final few seconds of this hour. Next hour, though, more open phones for you. We haven't done that in a long time. I had 2 open line hours on the program. So looking forward to that and a number of other topics to talk about. And again, whatever's on your mind, it's always fun. I've told people for years, the most fun I have as a talk show host is doing an open show when I don't know what the conversation is going to be. Keeps me challenged. News coming up from CBS and the local report, and then we'll be back with that second hour of open phones on the Art Lewis Show right after the news.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. It's been 3 days since Hurricane Ida slammed the state, and Louisianans are still struggling to find cool places to stay, food to eat, and water to drink.
It hurts. We be burning up. We wake up and sweat. We go to bed and sweat. We don't have enough to be homeless.
I'm Jim Crisel in New Orleans after a night where a beautiful, pristine crescent moon hung over the Crescent City. A blazing sun day for hundreds of thousands without power and air conditioning. The heat index today will reach a brutal 105 degrees.
In California, the Caldor fire is getting closer to Lake Tahoe, forcing more evacuations. Rebecca Hubbard and her husband had to leave their home and the barbecue restaurant they own behind.
When we were going through our house, you're kind of going through the boxes and you're like, okay, what can I leave behind and what do I have to take?
The TSA says it screened the lowest number of airline passengers yesterday since May 11th. Dr. David Agus has joined other experts to call for a global data-driven system on COVID vaccines. The goal, to make international travel easier.
The problem is that we need to start to look at the data in the real world with every vaccine. There are vaccines that are not approved in the United States that are being used across the globe. And so we need to look at them and say, hey, this vaccine is okay to come to the United States.
This week, the EU removed the U.S. from its safe travel list. A judge in New York is expected to decide today whether to approve a bankruptcy settlement involving Purdue Pharma and the family that owns the OxyContin maker. Correspondent Anna Werner.
As part of the deal, the Sackler family would be granted immunity related lawsuits. 38 states have agreed to the settlement, but 10 states have not.
OxyContin's been linked to more than 500,000 opioid deaths nationwide. The strictest abortion law in the country took effect in Texas today after the Supreme Court didn't respond to an emergency request to stop it. Planned Parenthood's Sarah Wheat.
This is the most extreme law in any state so far. We're all very concerned about how many patients are going to be impacted.
Rule bans abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy. When is a kiss a cookie? Depends who you ask, the baker or the candy maker. Here's CBS's Linda Kenyon.
What's inside every bag of Hershey's Kisses?
California cookie baker, the cookie department, is suing her the chocolate chip teardrop on its packaging. Hershey said it looked too much like its famous Hershey's Kisses and threatened to sue. The cookie department calls that lawsuit half-baked because it's just sore over its lawsuit against Hershey for using the phrase tough cookies only on some packaging.
This is CBS News.
Indeed helps you hire great people fast. Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined, according to Talent Nest. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they... But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I'm Martin Hoke, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation. The neti pot's been around thousands of years. But I did invent Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Now available. A spa-like experience. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
This Labor Day, put an end to junk sleep. Right now at Mattress Firm, save up to $500 on our top-rated brands when you get a king bed for the price of a queen or a queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base when you spend $6.99 on Sealy. Or shop Tempur-Pedic and save up to $700 on adjustable mattress sets. With our highly trained sleep experts and our low price guarantee, you can rest assured you'll get the best bed at the best price. Unjunk your sleep, only at Mattress Firm. Offer valid with qualifying purchase. Restrictions apply. Valid at participating locations only. For offer details, visit mattressfirm.com/sale.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents... And Doug.
And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb. All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs. Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 63 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Ian Williams. Dow has issued an update on their Gulf Coast operations in the wake of Hurricane Ida. The statement said that their thoughts are with those impacted by the storm, and Dow personnel who remained on site as part of emergency staff have been accounted. They said they're working quickly to confirm that colleagues who evacuated are also safe. Dow has begun initial site assessments and expects those efforts to ramp as additional colleagues are able to return to their Louisiana sites. The Dow statement concluded that teams are wholly focused on ensuring safety of colleagues, operations, and communities as they work through assessment, recovery, and restart phases. They say it's too early to estimate timing of the to Dow businesses. They say they're in close contact with stakeholders as the situation continues to evolve. State Representative Amos O'Neill is holding a Democracy Protection Town Hall this afternoon at UAW Local 699 in Saginaw. O'Neill's office says they will be discussing recent efforts in the state legislature to tighten voting and election laws. Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson has been invited. Other special guests include former Saginaw Mayor Gary Loster, the Mid-Michigan Labor Council, and the NAACP. The town hall starts at 1:30. A career fair in Southfield at the Best Western Premier Hotel offered on-the-spot hiring and even incentives, but people didn't show up. C.J. Easton, known as the Job Doctor, normally holds seminars on resumes at these events, but Tuesday, he said, was a little different.
In 15 years of being with Job Fair Giant, I've never had to stand on the side of any road with a sign and beg drivers to come in for a job fair. Never in 15 years. Never.
Eason says there are positions from entry level to management available, and some even hire convicted felons. She says some companies will be cutting shifts or even closing if they can't find people to work. WSGW News Time is 10:07.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-6271 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy at 800-990-6271 for as little as only $119 for 90 pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-990-6271 and ask about our express shipping option, and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on the little blue or yellow pill you've been wanting to try. Again, 800-990-6271 now. That's 800-990-6271.
WSGW News Time is legislative changes in Michigan that have contributed to a reduction in the overall bars may lead to another jail closing in Northeast Michigan. The Montmorency County Jail shut down earlier this year, and inmates are now housed in Alpena. Now, Alcona County is looking at the possibility of closing its jail because of increasing costs. RAM finishes first in J.D. Power closely watched initial quality study. Here's more from Jeff Gilbert.
Ram actually edged out another Stellantis brand, Dodge, for the top position. Ram Chief Mike Koval says they've seen a lot of improvement in recent years, and they learn from the survey every year.
Not only do you receive good feedback, you also receive feedback on areas really where the Ram team focuses. We attack weakness.
The annual J.D. Power study of new car owners finding the biggest area of complaint remains technology.
That was Jeff Gilbert reporting. While visiting Flint, Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist made the second stop of his Thriving Cities tour. In 2019, Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist started Thriving Cities by holding conversations across Michigan to hear directly from community members in cities. This phase will analyze the tangible impacts of the game-changing investments the Whitmer-Gilchrist has made to help cities thrive and explore ongoing phase. The Thriving Cities tour is focused on increasing the quality of life and uplifting economic opportunity in Flint and across the state of Michigan, said Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist. The Thriving Cities tour is making 25 stops across Michigan, meeting with residents from across the state. When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom, 752-0790. It's 10:10. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. Mostly sunny skies into the mid-70s, while winds out of the northeast around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies. We'll see a low around 50. Thursday, sunshine, a high of 76 degrees. Then by Friday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 77. Saturday, partial sunshine develops. We'll see a high around 78. Then by Sunday, plenty of blue skies and sun with a high around 80. Monday, chance for rain, a high of 78. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wsgw with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 70.
Now, talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Open phones for the entire hour. Nice to have you with us on this Wednesday morning. We had a caller off air talk about rumors, supposedly from a major news source, of military service dogs being left in Afghanistan. The Pentagon says that is not true, that no dogs were left at the airport or behind. And we have to take their word for it. But the military says, no, not true. All right, Alice is in Bay City, going to start us out this hour. So, Alice, good morning to you.
Good morning. I have a question. A couple weeks ago, you were discussing the bridges in Bay City.
Yes.
The tolls, in that you have an Easy Pass, which will work. We have an iPass. Would that be the...
What is an iPass?
We got it in Illinois.
Oh, okay, yes. It's an Easy Pass. It's an Easy Pass issued by Illinois.
Yes.
Mine is an Easy Pass issued by Pennsylvania.
So that would work?
Easy Pass is an Easy Pass. Yours works on all the interstates. It works on all the tolls on the east. And does it say Easy Pass on it someplace, or does it just say iPass? Maybe it just says iPass. I don't know.
I believe it just says, it just says iPass.
Yeah, well, assuming it's part of the Easy Pass program, it works. You've used it in all toll areas, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Since there's nothing in Michigan, we've never used it here.
Right, exactly. And the answer is as long as it's part of the Easy Pass system, because I asked specifically about that, and I was told yes, it would work. So
okay,
there we go.
All right.
I just used ours. I took ours. We were up in Maine last week, and I used it on a couple of times on I-95 in Maine, which is a toll road. It works like a charm. I love it.
I mean, I've looked on the internet, and it doesn't list Michigan, but it's not like we have any toll roads.
We don't have anything. Yeah, we don't have any. The only tolls we have, like we have the Mackinac Bridge. And as far as I know, it doesn't work there. That may change, but as far as I know, that's not part of it. And the state, I don't know what the state's responsibility is in signing up for it. The Bay City bridges, of course, are going to be private, so they can do that. But the state, which has the Mackinac Bridge Authority, I don't know if the state has to join Easy Pass. I really don't. It's an interesting question.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you.
You bet. Take care.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye now. And let's see. Mark in West Branch up next. Mark, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art.
Doing all right?
Hey, yesterday, Biden read a speech in regards to the ending of the war in Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's about it,
when
too.
He was reading that, when he was reading that speech yesterday, he said 100 and some thousand people that wanted to leave were airlifted out. Biggest airlift ever. And then scrolling at the bottom, 90% of the people got out that wanted to get out. But Biden said only a couple hundred were left. 90% of 100 and some thousand is not a couple hundred, is it?
No. It's 90% of it's 90% of Americans got out. The couple of hundred left were Americans. There are also Afghans that have to be accounted for because of that 127,000. Most of them were not Americans. It's only about 5,000 Americans.
5,000 Americans.
5,000 plus. So that 20%, that other number takes into account all the other nationalities, not just U.S.
They look at 127,000 people.
Right.
5,000 Americans only.
Right.
But that would still leave, 500 left there if 10% is left?
I've heard anywhere from 240 to 500, and I don't know the exact number, and I don't know that anybody does, to tell you the truth. But the thing that stands out to me is in an interview a couple of weeks ago, he was pretty adamant in saying, we will not leave until we get every American out that wants to go. If there are still Americans there that want to go, why are we not there?
Yeah.
So, I have to be honest. I do not have a problem with us leaving Afghanistan. I think that's the right thing to do. It was the execution of it that was poor. You don't announce to the world, what your military plans are before you do them. I think they would have been better off doing this quietly and, behind the scenes. But nope, they didn't do it that way, and now they're paying for it.
So with the equipment that's left behind, I watch TikTok from time to time, and I'm seeing foreigners flying our aircraft over there.
I thought most of the airplanes were. I thought most of the airplanes were decommissioned, and took out the sensitive equipment that was in there. Other parts of the country, you may be right. I don't know, but most of what I saw was decommissioned. What was that?
Well, at the checkpoints, you see them holding our equipment.
Yeah, but you don't know if it's functional. You don't know if it's functional. I don't know either. But listen, I'm sure some of the equipment was functional and some of it has fallen in their hands. But
right.
I just think the whole thing was a mess.
And how long for the taxpayers to pay all that equipment back?
Oh, you've been paying for it all your life. Nothing new there. Nothing new there. Tens of millions of dollars worth.
Yep.
All right.
Alrighty, my friend.
Good enough. Thanks, Mark. Take care. Bye-bye now. And let's talk to Al in Bay City. Al, good morning.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard about it, but tonight at 7 o'clock at the new Winona Park Band Show, the Saginaw Bay Orchestra will be performing.
Yep, that was publicized.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I just wanted
good thing.
Let the people know.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Go see them. You'll love them. They're great. Very good. Thanks, Al. Yeah. Take care.
Okay.
20 minutes after the hour here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW. Terry Henney is out and about too. He's at a place called, if I remember right, it's called Quality Roasting. I'll be curious to find out about it. I think it has to do with soybeans, but anyway, we'll find out. We're going to take a break, and after the break, we'll hear from Terry and find out what he's up to. All ahead.
Have you heard about all the benefits of joining DCECU? The great rates, the member give back. Membership sounds amazing. Too bad you're not eligible, right? Wrong. It's easier than ever to.
Only immediate family of DCECU members could get in, but I was wrong. My Uncle Earl is a member, so now I can be a member too.
I'm eligible through my support for community organizations. I didn't even know that was possible.
I didn't realize that employees of nearly 100 companies can join DCECU. I was able to become a member because I work for one of them.
If you're not a member, you can be. Find out how at dcecu.org/join. Membership eligibility required. While member give-back rebates and rewards occur with great regularity, this credit union benefit is not guaranteed. Not all loan and deposit products are eligible for member give-back. Conditions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Powerball
is now powered up. This gigantic jackpot game now has new double play, giving you a second drawing with a guaranteed top cash prize of $10 million after each Powerball draw. How about another jolt of fun? A third draw day, now Mondays too. That's double the chances to win 3 times a week. So plug into Powerball. We're talking big. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Wednesday's Powerball jackpot, $345 million.
It's O Rewards Member Appreciation, where you can earn double, triple, even up to 5 times O Rewards points on select purchases. Get bonus points on more than 200 items throughout the store, like wiper blades, fuel system cleaners, motor oil, and more. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
There's a disappointing reading on the job market. Payroll processing company ADP says 374,000 new jobs were created last month by private employers, are fewer than economists were predicting. The Labor Department releases the monthly employment report on Friday. Amazon is planning to hire 55,000 employees, 40,000 in the U.S. The openings are in corporate and technology positions. Both Walmart and Dollar General are hiring. Millions of CPAP and other respiratory devices made by Philips are being repaired and replaced around the world. The FDA has approved repair. Google, a unit of Alphabet, has now postponed its office reopenings until January 10th because of new outbreaks of COVID. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosolda, invested in you.
This Labor Day is the perfect time to buy an Untucked shirt. Save 25% on every style we sell during the annual Labor Day sale going on now. Untucked shirts are designed to be worn untucked so you can look sharp even at your most casual. Whether you're going back to the office, working from home, or have no idea, find shirts that look great at work and on the weekend. They're all 25% off of the Labor Day event happening now. So if you haven't experienced the perfect fitting shirt, don't miss 20 store-wide at Untucked. Shirts designed to be worn untucked.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
WSW online poll, parking enforcement and constitutional rights. Now, right there, that sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? Parking enforcement and constitutional rights. So recently, a circuit court decided in favor of a woman with 14 parking tickets in Saginaw, saying that the city violated the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution against unreasonable searches by chalking her tires. The city is a minimal intrusion of parking enforcement. The court says chalking was not necessary. The case is going to go back to a U.S. district judge. And the woman's lawyer is even suggesting that maybe going for a class action suit for others who had their tires chalked by the law enforcement as well. Our poll question is basic. Do you believe chalking tires for parking enforcement violates the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution against unreasonable searches? It's yes, it's no, it's I'm not sure. A bunch of people right now are scrambling to figure out exactly what the Fourth Amendment says. Go to WSW.com, scroll on the homepage, find that poll box, and make your vote that way.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Hi, everybody. Terry Henney broadcasting this morning from my sister, 2673 North Vassar Road in the Fairgrove area. The reason why we're here is Quality Roasting of Reese. They are in the soybean business, and they're having a soybean open house. For more information on Quality Roasting, you can go to their website, qualityroasting.com. Now, this event has already started, and it'll go through the morning hours. Lunch will be served here at noon. They're going to be talking about soybean producer risk management, organic soybean marketing, and soybean products in the livestock nutrition area. So if you'd like more information on it, why don't you just stop by? Staff are really happy to be putting this on, and they're encouraging each and every one of you to stop by. The Quality Roasting Soybean Open House going on right now at my sister's barn in the Fairgrove area.
All right, Terry, thank you. Terry Henney out and about. We'll hear from him next half hour again from Quality Roasting at his sister's barn, as he says. Our lines are open for you here on the Art Lewis Show. You can give us a call with whatever you'd like to chat about. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111. Toll free, 866-790-WSGW. As you know, the governor has said she will not implement a mandated mask order. But now the head of the Health and Human Services Department, Elizabeth Hertel, said that it's not beyond the realm of possibility. So is she saying that with the governor's approval, or is she out there on her own? Because the governor said she will not ask for one to be implemented. But Hertel says, well, not so fast. We'll have to keep our eye on that and see how that stacks up. The other thing, it's interesting, I had this on my list to talk about, and Charlie Root, in all of his wisdom, in picking a poll topic today, talks about the chalking of tires for parking enforcement. In other words, you park in a zone that says 1 hour parking, and at I don't know, pick a time. What time is it right now? At 11 or 10:27, a parking authority person comes along and puts a chalk mark on your tire. And if they come back an hour later and that chalk mark is still there and you haven't moved, you get a ticket. And courts have ruled that that's a violation of your Fourth Amendment rights of unreasonable search. Is it? Courts have ruled it, so I mean, we go with the court ruling for now. But it seems to me, if you park in a public place and somebody puts a chalk mark on your tire, nothing's been searched. You park there. I don't know. How do you feel about that? If you park in a zone that's a timed zone, and a parking authority officer comes along and puts a chalk mark on your tire, and then comes back an hour later and you're still there, and so they write you a ticket, is that a fair use? What do you think? It's an interesting question. You can go online to our survey too and take that little poll. Bob is in Birch Run. Let's go down there. Bob, good morning to you.
Good morning. Change the subject a little bit.
Oh, go for it.
I missed a talk a month or two ago when you were talking about the lineup on your station now, and I have a problem with your 12. I know it took me 2 months to figure out there was 3 people, not 2, but they sound like teenagers a lot, and it gets goofy, and it's not like when they were on the evening didn't bother me, but I have to turn it off mostly. I don't listen to it. But I do appreciate Tom Sullivan. I wish he'd have come back into that spot.
Well, here was the problem, because that was looked at. Tom Sullivan's live broadcast time is from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. And we couldn't put him there because Hannity is in that slot, and by contract, Hannity stays in that slot. If we put Sullivan on from noon to 3, we'd actually be running a day-old show. So consequently, Sullivan has been placed in the 7 to 10 period at night. And there are promos that tell you can call him from 3 to 6 if you want to be on the program. But most of it was a contractual decision that had to be made. With the loss of Rush Limbaugh, stations all over the country had to begin scrambling and trying to decide what to do. And Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins were part of our broadcast stable, and that was the decision that was made. And the bottom line is, not everybody pleases everybody all the time. We all know that. And sometimes things change, and it doesn't meet the approval of those that were used to something else. But trust me, it's business.
I wouldn't. Tom Sullivan is the best of the 3.
I love Sullivan. I absolutely adore him because I think part of the reason is that we think alike in many ways. And I've talked to him a number of times, and I just enjoy the heck out of him. I lobbied for Sullivan for a long time till I was blue in the face, but I knew I wasn't going to win. But I let it be known. And he was actually not there for a while and brought back. And I'm glad that happened.
It's tough. It's a time slot that usually I listen to ball games, but I listen to him if I can. But of the three, he's the best. And I tell you what, Hannity gets to be repeat. Almost sounds like the same show every time you hear it. So
yeah, I won't make any comments. Let's just say my silence will tell you everything you need to know. But again, understand that there are contractual obligations that have to be fulfilled.
Yeah, I understand that. And but the station is losing, I think, a lot of people our age on that noon to 3 thing.
Well, we'll find out as the ratings begin to come forth over the next year or so. We'll get a better idea.
Okay.
And and listen, and if that's the case, if it doesn't work out, well, then we have to reevaluate. But also understand there are other things at play here. You mentioned a very important thing. We're losing people of our age. There is a push to try and get a younger audience. That's also part of business. So, it's a catch-22.
But I don't think younger audiences are going to the radio.
You'd be surprised. Talk radio, yes. A lot of other formats, not so much. And they're also going to podcasts. I mean, we understand that. That's why we stream, and that's why we do all that stuff. So that's all part of it. It's all part of the business today. It's a different world than when I came into it, that's for sure.
Yeah, business is business.
Business is business. You got that right. Hey, Bob, we appreciate you being there anyway. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Susan is in Bay City. That's where we go next. Susan, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. I feel that all the people that voted for this regime we have, this Biden-Harris, has the blood on their hands of all those people, everything left behind in Kabul, everything left behind in Afghanistan, because I'll tell you, this would never in a million years happened under Trump's watch. They voted in that old fool, and this is what we got. And we've lost billions and billions of dollars, and our military is building it all up. Now, what is the good of a power of a military that is unused?
We'll have to speculate on how Trump would have handled it, because he negotiated an end that would have happened in May, but it wasn't. It wasn't a how can I put it? Wasn't an absolute target. And listen, the bottom line is we would have been out of Afghanistan. The real question is how it was handled.
Well, that was the whole thing. And the thing of it is they had in the Epoch Times, what would Patton have done? And it said his first order would be no C-17 aircraft would land empty. Each would have an Abrams tank and crew on board until I say stop. Day 2, the gates of the Kabul airport would be opened, and a convoy of tanks accompanied by 2,000 paratroopers and Marines under the cover of 6 C-130 guns.
That was Patton. We don't have a patent today. So, it's, and I'm not sure. Yeah.
Somebody that has the guts to draw a line in the sand, and for those people to be afraid of him and what he would do. And I'll tell you, they would have been afraid of Trump. And I'll tell you, that's all we got in the White House now is a patsy. And you know who's running the White House up to me, as far as I'm concerned? Nancy Pelosi. You notice how she's not in the picture anymore? It's because she's running these two puppets.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I'm not. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm certainly not disagreeing with you either, because she's assumed a lot of power. She's deciding. Look at this infrastructure bill. It's one of the most desirable pieces of legislation ever put forth, and she's sitting on it because she wants it her way. I just, I don't favor her anyway.
They voted her in. So, I mean, I just look at that and I think, people that said, Trump was a little harsh or brash.
All right. Look, here's the thing. Don't lose any sleep over this. Instead, work for your candidates in 2022 and 2024. Look ahead. Look ahead, because looking back gets you nothing.
Oh, absolutely. I agree 100%. But what I'm trying to do is I'm doing that now. I'm telling people to look at your choice. Look what you've done.
Yep. Well,
You've done this.
also remember, half the country likes it, unfortunately. So
Well, half of the country is in California or places like that.
well, that part of them are, that's for sure. But the fact is, that this is a very divided country, and half the people look at it one way, half the people look at it another way. So
Well,
what are you going to do?
Their daughters were over there getting blown to bits, or they had all their relatives over there, they'd be looking at it a lot different.
Yeah. All right, Susan.
Tell it to them,
Yeah,
which it should every day.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye-bye now. Dave, hang on. We'll get to you. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be back with more. It's the Art Lewis Show on this Wednesday morning.
I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is, until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit inspiresleep.com. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important. Sleep.com.
Join Forward Convenience Stores this month as it helps fuel the fight to end childhood cancer. From now through September 30th, fuel up at one of the specially marked pumps found at all 26 Forward Shell convenience stores. And Forward will donate a penny to the American Cancer Society for every gallon. The nearest Forward Shell giving pump near you. Visit forwardconvenience.com/ACS. And together we can help families, researchers, caregivers, and survivors in their tireless fight against childhood cancer.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
and Doug. And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb.
All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Oh, so close. Stairs.
Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
At CDW, we get that a cyborg assistant won't make your employees more productive from home.
Please, call me Brian. I can vacuum your dog.
That's great. But at CDW, we can design a productivity solution with Lenovo devices that offer fast, reliable connectivity to help your people manage their workloads the right way.
Can I have a human hug?
No. For technology that moves you forward, trust Lenovo and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Learn more at Lenovo Client.
Your day starts before the sun rises. Once your boots hit the ground, you head out to a field, a barn, or a tractor. As stewards of the land, you know anything worth doing is worth doing right. At Farm Bureau Insurance, we've always believed in and practiced this same philosophy. From heaving bales and weaning calves to spring seeding and fall harvests, it's all about an honest day's work. Knowing your insurance provider is rooted in effort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Find your coverage in Vassar, Millington, and Mayville. Call Denny Miller at 989-823-8493.
You're in the Stone Specialist Studios. This is 100.5 and Radio WSGW.
All right, back with you and back to our phones. Dave is in Saginaw. Dave, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. Nice to talk with you again. I call every once in a while when there's something that you bring up that perks my interest. And this morning it was the electrical grid.
Ah.
Yeah. You had a caller that was trying to come up with something he couldn't quite put MP or EM this or EM that. Well, it's EMP, and it stands for electromagnetic pulse.
Right.
And it can be man-made, or it can be generated from massive sunspot flares.
And you guys have a talk radio show host, George Norrie, who has his Coast to Coast program on every morning on your station. And he has had multiple guests on that program talking about the electrical grid and fallacies, and how Congress has been petitioned for years to come up with a way to safeguard that system across the country from exactly what this guy was trying to get across, electromagnetic pulse. And you pointed it out with your commentary, something like that is either man-made or from a massive solar flare that hits the planet could wipe out everything on this planet, grid by grid by grid. And we have, according to these experts that Norrie has on his program, we have no protection against.
Well, I understand what his guests have talked about. It is not the primary worry that I have, though. The primary worry I have is through the internet and hackers.
Right. I
with our
understand
system.
that.
The chances of an EMP are much greater from a solar flare than they are man-made. It would take a pretty huge piece of equipment to generate what you'd need, disrupt the global global economy. But you can do it a lot easier with a computer.
If you had some, and this goes with your hackers, if you had some major terrorist organization that could build more than one of these things in more than one location, then you could have conceivably the same kind of issue that you'd have with a solar flare. But I agree with you 100%. There's no computer system anywhere on the planet as far as I'm aware of, and I don't even have a computer in my home for that reason, that is safeguarded against some of these 15-year-old kids that can hack into just about anything they choose to hack in, let alone Russia or China or some other entity out there.
Yeah, we are vulnerable, but so is everybody. And you can bet that in the same way that there are cyber criminals in Russia or state-sponsored, worse yet, state-sponsored cyber criminals.
Yes.
We have divisions in the military here looking to protect us and also counterattack. We're darned if we do, darned if we don't with this computerization today. Can't live with it, can't live without it.
I've said many times, like I already mentioned, I don't have a computer in my home. I haven't had a computer.
That's a fair choice.
At all because, and I have no gadgets. I'm talking to you on a handheld Panasonic remote phone from a telephone base.
Oh, whoa. I got news for you. In a way, that's a computer. That's a computer.
Pardon?
That's a computer. You're using wireless, and it's a computer.
No, it's a landline.
No, the base is hooked to a landline. Your phone is wireless, though, isn't it?
Well, my phone is.
You bet.
Yes,
and guess what? They're computers.
Well, in a sense, yeah, you're right on that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I don't have any toys.
I understand.
Laptop,
I know that.
Smartphone, none of that stuff.
Yeah, and that's fine. And that's a choice you've made, and you will avoid a direct hack at your home. But you're not invulnerable to hack attacks. Let me ask you this. Exactly. There you go. Exactly.
And my son and my grandson have both had their accounts at the credit union.
Well, there you go. So
they have.
What a world we live in.
Yeah.
All right.
I've said many times, I view, and you probably will disagree with this, but I view the internet as the biblical sixth.
Well, I don't go quite that far, but I do think that it has caused with social media a lot of our ills. So I will say that. All right. Good enough, Dave. Hey, I appreciate the call, my friend. Thank you.
Well, thanks for your time.
You bet. Bye-bye now. And we're going to take a break. At the end of the break, we'll hear again from Terry Henney at his sister's barn for quality roasting. All of that is ahead this morning.
Consumers Energy is making big changes to bring clean energy to Michigan, like turning to solar and wind power and pledging to go coal-free. But we can't do it alone. We need everyone to join us by making small changes, like installing LED light bulbs, smart thermostats, and joining our clean energy programs. With your help, we can create a better future for Michigan. Together, we can become a force of change. Learn how at consumersenergy.com/change.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with. Nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I'm Martin Hoke, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation. The neti pot's been around thousands of years. But I did invent Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Now available with eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
When you choose the Roundup Ready Extend crop system, you're putting proven yield. Extend Flex soybeans offer elite genetics built on the proven performance of Roundup Ready to Extend soybeans. In fact, farmers saw a 4 bushel per acre advantage and a 70% average win rate over Enlist E3 soybeans in 2020 germplasm trials. The Roundup Ready Extend crop system, the system of choice.
Always follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and all other stewardship practices.
Channel seedsmen don't just sell soybean seed. You can trust them to understand your fields and place Channel soybean products to perform. With the Roundup Ready Extend crop system, including triple stack Channel Extend Flex soybeans, you can be confident you're getting the excellent weed control you want and high yield potential you need to make the most of the season. Find a seedsman in your area for recommendations for your fields. Check with your state pesticide regulatory agency for specific restrictions in your state. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Meet Bob Minetti. In 2016, he was diagnosed with. Bob participated in a clinical trial that included cutting-edge radiation therapy and surgery. He's been in remission since completion. I'm Keisha Sharp. Since losing my mother to pancreatic cancer, I've been working to share the kind of state-of-the-art work being done by Stand Up to Cancer and Lust Garden Foundation. To learn more about the latest research, including clinical trials, visit pancreaticcancercollective.org.
Hi, everybody. Quality roasting of Reese has been relatively new as far as business goes in Tuscola County, but they're not new when it comes to the soybean business. Matter of fact, they've been producing soybean meal for dairy farms since 1991. And the reason why they do that is because they purchase locally soybeans, they process local beans, and they market the Exceller meal, which is the high bypass soybean meal for the dairy herd. And right now, they're having a soybean open house. We're broadcasting today from my sister's barn on Vassar Road, North Vassar Road, in the Fairgrove area, where today featured speakers are talking about soybean producer risk management, organic soybean marketing, and soybean products in livestock nutrition. Speaking, and of course, lunch is being served as well. We're going to talk to some of the folks as we go through our broadcast this morning and during the farm program as well, during the soybean open house put on by Quality Roasting of Reese.
All right, Terry, we'll look for your reports again on your farm show coming up after Focus this morning. We'll also hear from Terry on Focus coming up. Paul is in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Art, I'm looking at a local newspaper article from Sunday, October 19th of 2009. It says, President Bush banks on hydrogen as America's next energy source. He says in 20 years, he predicts that Americans will drive cars propelled by hydrogen-powered fuel cells that emit exhaust containing nothing more toxic than pure water. And it says that in the article that hydrogen can be extracted from either water or fossil fuels such as coal, oil, or natural gas, and natural gas being the more easily. Whatever happened to this idea of using these hydrogen fuel cells?
They're still out there.
Autos?
They're still out there. They're still out there, and there's development work being done, but they've proved to be expensive. They've proved not to be efficient enough. Electricity has come along and surpassed it. But the concept is still there, and there are some in operation. There were if I'm not mistaken, some communities around the country have fuel cell buses. So the concept was there, but it never took off to the degree that Bush thought it would.
Says also that hydrogen can be made from water in a pollution-free process using electricity generated by solar, wind, or geothermal power.
Well, that's old news. I mean, that's been around for decades, centuries. The technique's been around for centuries.
Yeah, but it's that process is a little more expensive than using fossil fuels like natural gas.
Yep.
But
it's out there. It's just, if it were efficient and cost effective, we'd be seeing more of it. But they haven't reached that point. And will they ever? I don't know.
So, and he proposed spending $1.7 billion over 5 years, and Congress never passed it.
No, but private industry's been developing, and even if he had spent the money, there's no guarantee that it would have been any more dynamic than it is today. But it's a process that's out there. It's not buried. It's there. It's just not cost effective right now.
Yeah, they said it cost 10 times more.
Well, that's not very cost effective, is it?
Right.
So kind of answers that question, doesn't it?
Yeah, but this is 18 years ago. After 18 years, there should have been some research done that should have speeded up the.
Well, it may be that it's not the right process. It may be that it's not efficient enough. Who knows?
Could be.
I mean, that research has been going on a long time. Even before Bush made those comments, fuel cell research was being looked at. But
Right.
They've spent a lot of time and money on it and haven't produced the kind of results that they think would be marketable. That's the bottom line.
Right.
Let's face it. The auto industry is interested in selling cars.
Right.
If they had a method of producing an efficient automobile that ran on fuel cells, they'd be pumping them out.
Right.
But they're not. They've decided that electricity is going to be the way, that electric vehicles are going to be the wave of the future. And they're doing that because they can make money on them, and they can sell them, and they can build them, and they have the research. And the technology is advancing every day. But I go back to what I said yesterday. At the same time, what are the pitfalls? Well, look at General Motors right now. They're having a battery problem with their Bolt automobile. And they're not sure that LG Chem, the company that makes those batteries, can fix the problem.
Right.
So who knows? I mean, we're in the infancy of this whole thing.
Well, LG is also based in South.
Their plants are here for the batteries. They make them here.
The plants are, yeah, but I mean the company.
Well,
itself is
LG
based in
Chem
South
is the
Korea.
company. This is LG Chem. It may be a division of LG, but it doesn't matter. They build them here. And it's a partnership that General Motors has, but they're losing confidence that they can fix the problem of potential fire hazards. And this whole thing with the electric automobile is in its infancy. It's where we were in the turn of the century in the 1900s with the gas-powered cars. It's going to be a long time before they're super reliable. Although I'll tell you what, I just came back from the East Coast. There are Teslas everywhere. everywhere. You can't drive down a highway without seeing them.
Where you were in Maine and all those Teslas was probably all rich people who could afford those Teslas. That's probably why you saw them.
There's no doubt that it takes. Well, there's no doubt it takes money to buy them, and they're more expensive.
Right.
But the day will come when electric cars will be pretty commonplace and cost the average price of an automobile. You know. But I'll tell you, but it's not so much the cost of it; it's the fact that people are buying them. So, all right, got to run, Paul.
Right.
Thanks. Take care.
Okay.
Bye now.
Okay.
All right, that's pretty much going to do it for calls this hour. Thank you for joining us on this open edition of the Art Lewis Show. Back tomorrow, of course, with lots more coming up on Focus today. We're going to talk to Diane Keenan from the Eastside Soup Kitchen, and they're getting to reopen their dining room probably in October. We'll talk about that with her. All coming up in the next hour. Right now, let's take a break, and then we'll be back to close out.
Join Forward Convenience Stores this month as it helps fuel the fight to end childhood cancer. From now through September 30th, fuel up at one of the specially marked pumps found at all 26 Forward Shell convenience stores. And Forward will donate a penny to the American Cancer Society for every gallon you put in your tank. To find the nearest Forward Shell giving pump near you, visit forwardconvenience.com/ACS. Researchers, caregivers, and survivors in their tireless fight against childhood cancer.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week on Rocket Grab Plus, 1 but 4 different deals from the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon for half off. You can use the infrared sauna for only $7.50. Get a Versus $17.50. Use the KBL Level 6 tanner for only $16.50. You can also get a $20 gift certificate to the boutique for only $10. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Powerball is now powered up. This gigantic jackpot game now has new double play, giving you a second drawing with a guaranteed top cash prize of $10 million after each Powerball draw. How about another jolt of fun? A third draw day, now Mondays too. That's double the chances to win 3 times a week. So plug into Powerball. We're talking big. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Wednesday's Powerball jackpot, $345 million.
Saginaw Valley State University football is on WSG.
Over the middle, it's caught. Touchdown, Saginaw Valley.
SVSU football returns on 100.5 News Radio WSGW. Join us Saturday night at 6:30 when the Cardinals kick off the season at home against Texas A&M Kingsville on 100.5 FM. SVSU football is brought to you by United Financial Credit Union and Forward Energy.
Saginaw Valley State University football is on WSGW.
All right, back with you. Let me take a moment. I haven't done this in a while. As you probably heard over the last couple of months, we are going to resume our travel offers, and one of them coming up in June of next year is the Colorado Rockies. It will be in June of 2022 in cooperation with Colette Vacations, and we will fly to Denver to start the tour. We'll fly in and out of Denver. And the tour includes Denver, the Rocky Mountain National Park, Colorado National Monument, Grand Junction, Canyonlands National Park, Dead Horse Point State Park, Arches National Park, the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad, Mesa Verde National Park, my absolute favorite, and new to the trip, the Pikes Peak Cog Railway. And I say new because they just completed a $100 million renovation of the Cog Railway and the Visitor Center at the top of Pike Peak. That replaces the other rail that was in the trip. And we'll also do the Garden of Gods. It's a 9-day tour, $32.29 per person, double occupancy. But if you reserve now, you will save $200. You can email me if you'd like a brochure to artlewis@wsgw.com. Talk to you on Focus.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, WFM, Carlton.
It's CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Steve Kathan. Firefighters in Northern California are struggling to get a handle on the Caldor fire before it pushes any closer to the Lake Tahoe area. Rich Rocchini is with Cal Fire.
The fire is currently at 204,390 acres in size, and we're at 20% containment.
CBS's Carter Evans.
We have seen some extreme fire behavior this week, flames reaching above the treetops. But the winds are calm right now. That's the good news. The bad news, that red flag warning is in effect throughout today.
Now to New Orleans, where 11 people, mostly children at one residence, are hospitalized with carbon monoxide poisoning. There are a lot of people running generators after Hurricane Ida. Power crews were able to get the electricity back on in a section of eastern New Orleans. Southwest of the city in Houma, Louisiana, CBS's Maria Villarreal says it's going to take a lot to rebuild.
April Muto showed up the storm with her 3 kids. Her home suffered damage, but she says staying to help neighbors however you can is a way of life in Louisiana.
We got together and we just were like, whoever needs help, ask.
Providing the comforts of home begins.
And today, CBS News meteorologist Jeff Baradelli says what's left of the storm is dumping rain that could cause flash flooding in parts of the east.
It is a very serious flood threat. In fact, the National Weather Service is saying it's a once-in-100-year type of event for some towns. Heaviest stuff, West Virginia right now, that'll head through Pennsylvania during the day today, and then eventually head towards New York City, D.C., and Philadelphia, where there's a tornado threat.
There's a search effort going on today in the Pacific Ocean.
An MH-60 Sierra helicopter embarked aboard USS Abraham Lincoln crashed into the sea while conducting routine flight operations approximately the coast of San Diego.
Lieutenant Sam Boyle says one person on board was rescued. 5 others are missing. The Supreme Court did not act on an emergency request to block a new Texas abortion law that outlaws the procedure after 6 weeks before most women know they're pregnant. Sarah Wheat is with Planned Parenthood in the States.
Statewide, tens of thousands of patients will not be able to access a medication or surgical abortion in Texas.
A New York judge today is expected to decide whether to accept the bankruptcy deal for OxyContin maker Purdue Pharma. The agreement would shield the Sackler family, which runs the company, from future opioid. Wall Street right now, the Dow is down about 23 points. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life.
The Maytag store has appliances in stock. Yep, you heard right. The Maytag store, which has been locally owned and operated for 75 years, has appliances available for you. This year may have been a challenge, but buying a refrigerator doesn't have to be. As we now find ourselves in a nationwide appliance shortage, you can rely on the Maytag store to continue serving. They've been doing everything in their power to secure Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Maytag appliances to make sure they have what you need. You can even buy now at the MaytagStoreUSA.com and pick up today. Plus, the Maytag store has their own delivery crews. If you buy it, they can install it. And they have their own in-house parts and service department should your appliances ever need repair. The Maytag store invites you to come check out their selection at any one of their locations. In Saginaw at 3800 Tittabawassee Road, in Frankenmuth at 477 North Main Street, or at their outlet store in Shields at 7400 Gratiot Road. Experience the Maytag store.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week on RocketGrabPlus.com, we not only have 1, but 4 different deals from the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. You can use the infrared sauna for only $7.50. Get a Versa Spa spray tan for only $17.50. Use the KBL Level 6 tanner for only $16.50. You can also get a $20 gift certificate to the boutique for only $10. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Live From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 66 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm in Williams. The latest show a drop in scores for most subjects in most grade levels. The Michigan Department of Education released the M-STEP scores yesterday for math, reading, and social studies. Third grader and sixth graders saw a drop in scores anywhere from 4 to 6%. Only 28% of sixth graders tested were proficient in math. Third grade reading showed only 43% of students were proficient, while eighth graders and 11th graders had their proficiency numbers increase. Many educators said the number would drop as a result of many schools conducting virtual classes as a result of the pandemic. A new report on jobs showing 374,000 people were hired in August, but that number is a big disappointment. Here's more from Murray Feldman at the Michigan News Network.
Economists were expecting we'd see at least 600,000 jobs created last month. Some believe employers pulled back because cases of the COVID variant began to rise. Apparently, they didn't want to make long-term commitments to new employees. This report comes from ADP, a payroll service. Every month, they reveal how many new hires they saw among the thousands of companies they write paychecks for. Their number, though, is often lower than the official government number, which comes out on Friday morning from the Labor Department. That's the one the Federal Reserve considers the official word on jobs. Murray Feldman, Michigan News Network.
Despite a campus-wide, hundreds of University of Michigan teachers and professors are demanding stricter COVID rules on the Ann Arbor campus. So far, more than 600 signatures have been collected, about 10% of all faculty and staff. The petition argues that protocols must be carefully and continually reassessed as the data changes. One of the main demands is an established metric threshold to move to fully remote learning. Currently, the U of M has a campus-wide vaccination mandate as well as mask requirements when inside all buildings for the fall semester. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Hi, this is Jessica, and your needs. When it's time to buy a car, move into a new home, consolidate your debt, take a family vacation, or buy that new boat or motorcycle, United Financial can provide you the money you need. With low rates and a quick and easy application process, you'll see just how easy it is to finance your dreams at United Financial. Have a loan somewhere else? Contact us today to see if we can save you money on your monthly payment. We fit the net and we fit you too. Visit our website for details and see just how easy it is to switch your accounts to United Financial Credit Union.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Federally insured by NCUA. Contact Credit Union for details.
We're where you work, where you live. United Financial Credit Union. Serving the Valley community.
WSGW News Time is 11:08. The school year is off to a rocky start in a western Michigan district due to power outages, faulty batteries, and students with flu-like symptoms. The Baldwin district is 70 miles north of Grand Rapids in Lake County. It called off classes today and tomorrow and told students to return September 7th. Schools were already closed Friday ahead of the holiday weekend. Superintendent J. Mark Parsons says the state doesn't count on an official day of school if attendance is below 75%. Online learning is not an immediate option. The batteries used in internet hotspots were recalled. New ones have been ordered. Most Baldwin students don't have internet access at home. Governor Gretchen Whitmer and the Michigan Department of Insurance and Financial Services Director Anita Fox are applauding a $3.3 million federal grant that will help expand access to qualified navigators who can help uninsured Michiganders sign up for health coverage. For some Michiganders, having free local help from qualified navigators can be the difference between getting coverage and going without protection, said Governor Whitmer. She said she's thankful the Biden-Harris administration recognized the need both in Michigan and nationwide and has made the important funding available. The grants will have a direct and positive impact on the lives of Michigan residents, said Governor Whitmer. The Bridgewalk returns Monday starting at 7 a.m. The bridge will be closed to the public from 6:30 to noon. You'll be able to start on either side of the bridge, but there will be no transportation as part of the event. Walkers will be prohibited from bringing a number of items, including signs, banners, and umbrellas, bikes, or animals. You have the option of walking halfway and turning around or walking the full bridge, but if you don't cross the midway point by 11:30, you will be told to turn around. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom 752-0798. It's 11:10. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. Mostly sunny skies here for today with a high into the mid-70s, while winds out of the northeast around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies. We'll see a low around 50. Thursday, 6 degrees. Then by Friday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 77. Saturday, partial sunshine develops. We'll see a high around 78. Then by Sunday, plenty of blue skies and sun with a high around 80. Monday, chance for rain, high of 78. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wsgw with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 71.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, good morning and welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. And today we're going to focus on one of the gem services. I call it a gem in this region. It is the East Side Soup Kitchen in Saginaw. And we say good morning to Diane Keenan. Diane, good morning.
Good morning.
So I have to maybe explain myself when I call it a gem. I was privileged to be on the Hidden Harvest Board of Directors when the Hunger Solution Center was built.
Yeah.
And when the partnership with the Eastside Soup Kitchen was formed, and it was probably, I think, one of the proudest things that I've ever done being involved in it. And it has really, I think, worked out very well for the citizens of this region.
Yes, it has. And we thank you for your continued support.
So let's talk about the Eastside Soup Kitchen because COVID had an impact on you. How did it impact you?
It did. March 15th of 2020, we were forced to be outdoors to serve our meals. And so that included all kinds of weather and situations. However, it's gone really well. We've managed to serve thousands and thousands and thousands of meals. And we have a drive-through system, and we also have a walk-up system. So everyone is taken care of, and everyone receives a hot meal on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, when we're closed, our guests receive a meal for that day. So they receive that on Mondays and Wednesdays.
So, Diane, I know that this has been a difficult time because obviously it's forced you to reduce services to some degree. Are we reaching a point where we're going to be reopening the dining room so that things get back to, quote, normal, whatever normal is?
Yes, our plan reopen date is October 4th, which is a Monday. And hopefully we'll be able to follow through and have that as our opening day. And to start out, it's going to be a soft opening. We will serve meals still on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, again, with a hot meal on that day, and Mondays and Wednesdays giving our guests a second day lunch. And we're starting out that way for the first month just to see exactly how many guests we will be having in the dining room so we can put a plan in place to see how many meal service times we'll have to have. We know at least 2, and we're thinking maybe we'll have to add an additional one for a third time. And then time in between the meals to clean up, sanitize, and get ready for the second group that comes in.
Is it realistic to think that at some point you will get back to a Monday to Friday hot meal service?
Yes, I'm praying that that happens in November. Yes, November 1st.
And
that will be Monday through Friday.
all right, I have to take a break, but I also want to talk about something else that you were involved in, and I don't know where the program is right now, but it has to do with youngsters in school.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about that with Diane Keenan. When we return here on Focus, we'll also hear from Terry Henney out at Quality Roasting. All of that is ahead. Here's the notes.
Join Forward Convenience Stores this month as it helps fuel the fight to end childhood cancer. From now through September 30th, fuel up at one of the specially marked pumps found at all 26 Forward Shell convenience stores. And Forward will donate a penny to the American for every gallon you put in your tank. To find the nearest Forward Shell giving pump near you, visit forwardconvenience.com/ACS. And together we can help families, researchers, caregivers, and survivors in their tireless fight against childhood cancer.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
Vaccines are not enough, and accurate thermometers are essential for everyone. COVID is once again a major concern, and fever is the key symptom for both the flu and COVID. An accurate thermometer, like the Exergen temporal scanner, is essential to detect reliably. Studies have shown that non-contact thermometers are ineffective and therefore dangerous, as they create a false sense of security. Exergen is working with a single focus to ensure that everyone who needs an accurate thermometer can purchase one. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
WSGW is your station for the Tigers.
Line drive, base hit down the left field line. Extra bases for Castro. Daz Cameron will score. Castro to second base. Back-to-back doubles and 2 outs in the 11th inning.
Tigers baseball, brought to you in part by Lingo Equipment Company, your local auto owners agents, including Rummel Agency, Mahan Agency,
And Buck Insurance Agency.
all season long. Detroit Tigers baseball is on 790 News Radio W. From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
We are broadcasting today in the Fairgrove area at my sister's barn, where today Quality Roasting of Reese is hosting a soybean open house. A number of featured speakers have already talked this morning. We're going to have lunch here in a little bit. Jana Fritz right now is at the podium. She is the CEO of the Michigan Soybean Association, talking about the soybean industry. We've also been listening to a livestock nutritionist, an organic soybean marketer, and a soybean producer. All of that and a few more folks will be talking here as we go through the early afternoon. Quality Roasting of Reese is hosting this event, and a number of folks from Wisconsin, the home site of Quality Roasting, are here greeting the individual farmers. A little bit better than 70 folks have showed up so far for this event. We're going to have a whole lot more about it during the farm program. That'll be coming up in just a moment. And also, on our weekend in review, we're going to play back our entire interview with Jana Fritz with the Michigan Soybean Association. She talked about a number of things. So hopefully we'll have a few of those snippets as we go through the farm program over the next week or so, but the interview in its entirety will be this coming Saturday, our weekend in review. More on the farm program coming up.
All right, Terry, we'll look forward to hearing it. And I want to remind everybody, Focus is sponsored by Roof Max, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about Roof Max online at roofmax.com or call Ben at 859-6751. That's Roof Max with 2 X's. We're talking to Diane Keenan from the Eastside Soup Kitchen. So, Diane, I've been involved for a number of years with a fundraiser with the American Culinary Federation regional chapter here where they raise money for the after-school program at the Eastside Soup Kitchen. Where is that program now? Is it functional?
Yes, actually, this summer we served 3 youth programs. One being a youth employment program that was through the First Ward Community Center. And one other program we had was the Boys and Girls Club and the Houghton Jones Neighborhood Center. Nearly 2,500 meals this summer.
Wow, so you've been busy.
Yes, that was just for July and August.
All right, so let's talk about where your food supply comes from. From where does the Eastside Soup Kitchen derive its food?
Okay, so we have a partnership with Hidden Harvest, of course, which is near to both of our hearts.
Yep.
And we're located right here in the same building, so it's convenient. And we get a lot of food from them, of course, at no charge. And then we also purchase food from the food bank of East. And then we purchase food locally. And during the summer months, we are very pleased to receive food from local farmers.
So you mentioned the magic word purchase. That takes money. So how is the Eastside Soup Kitchen funded?
We are funded through grants and also donations, monetary, and or people will go out and shop for us. We have a wish list on Amazon, so food can be sent here. We've had shipped through local grocery stores. And also we receive food in the summer, fresh produce from the Saginaw Correctional Facility. The inmates there have a large garden, and they grow a variety of vegetables, and they donate them to us.
Very, very good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very, very cool.
Yes.
So in terms of the Eastside Soup Kitchen, when you look at yourself now coming out of COVID, are you in reasonably good shape financially and food-wise?
Yes. We have our fundraisers. We had our golf outing, and that went well. And we're having another fundraiser in October.
Tell us about that.
Yes, that is going to be held on October 21st, which is a Thursday. And it's going to be held at the Saginaw Country Club. And we're going to have a meal, of course. And our program is going to consist of different age volunteers that we have here at the Eastside Soup Kitchen, as well as a couple of folks who are coming here and getting services from us. And they will be sharing the impact that the Eastside Soup Kitchen has made on their lives.
You mentioned something, again, pretty important. What do volunteers mean to the organization?
Oh, we couldn't do it without our volunteers. We are so fortunate to have dedicated volunteers. We have volunteers since COVID took place that have been here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Wow.
So, and then we also have folks on Thursdays, preparing the food, doing the prep work.
So if somebody wants to volunteer, how do they do that?
They can do that one of two ways. They can either go on to our website and fill out an application, send it back to us, or bring it in person, or they can call here and we can set up a time for them to come in, and they can pick and choose which days and which hours they'd like.
And if somebody wants to donate, how would they do that?
If they want to donate, then if they'd like, they can go online, like to Amazon or something, and send the food directly here. They would like to make a monetary donation, they can make that to our post office box, which is 330 Saginaw, Michigan, 48606. And of course, they're always welcome to come to the Eastside Soup Kitchen. And if they'd like, they can have a family or an organization or their work people, and I will take them on a tour.
Excellent. Well, Diane, thank you for spending some time with us this morning and bringing us up to date.
Okay, thank you, Art.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye now.
Okay.
Diane Keenan from the East Side Soup Kitchen. We thank her for her time this morning. We'll take a break, come back, and we'll move over to Baird & Company to find out what the markets are doing. All ahead.
I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is, until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information.
It's me, the number 3, with some exciting Michigan lottery news. I guarantee you're going to love. It's tripler time.
3 cheers for Club Keno players. Because for a limited time, it's tripler time.
Love it.
Random tickets will print with a doubler or tripler message. If it appears on your winning ticket, your Club Keno and extra prizes will be doubled or tripled
Would you mind repeating that last part?
or tripled.
Sweet.
So the fun's as easy as
1, 2, me.
with Club Keno tripler time.
Only from the Michigan Lottery.
Lottery.
Oh, sorry.
Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Lehman's Green Apple Barn is celebrating their 36th annual Apple Country Craft Show Saturday and Sunday, September 11th and 12th from 10 to 4. Local vendors will be featuring handmade items. You'll find crafters from woodworking, photography, sewing, doll clothes, holiday and garden decor, fresh baked goods, warm donuts, freshly pressed apple cider, kettle corn, concessions, and more. Check out greenapplebarn.com or visit on Facebook. Stop out to Lehman's Green Apple Barn Saturday and Sunday, September 11th and 12th from 10 to 4. Admission is free.
Vaccines are not enough, and accurate thermometers are essential for everyone. COVID is once again a major concern, and fever is the key symptom for both the flu and COVID. An accurate thermometer, like the Exergen temporal scanner, is essential to detect fevers early and reliably. Studies have shown that non-contact thermometers are dangerous as they create a false sense of security. Exergen is working with a single focus to ensure that everyone who needs an accurate thermometer can purchase one. Learn more at exergen.com.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, I guess we'll try to make sense of it all. That is a very, very difficult job. We will have fun.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you. Let me ask how you slept last night, because, you know, in this world today, we're asked to do more for less. So when you go to bed and you spend a third of your life there, you need quality sleep, and you can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your dollars are spent and they stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And by the way, they feature 1-hour window delivery of your mattress to your home, so you don't have to wait around for them all day. And if you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you. Visit Sanitary Mattress, factory and showroom serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Or visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call 753-1757. Sanitary Mattress. Time to head over to Baird & Company for our ticker tip of the day, and that's where we find Steve Anderson. Steve, good morning.
And good morning to you, sir.
Well, how are we doing midweek?
We've got the midweek mixed market. That was good.
Very nice.
Great alliteration, and then it came out like that. Midweek mixed market. Dow Jones Industrial Average right now is down by 52 points, putting it at 35,310, and that's on volume of 307 million shares. The NASDAQ is ahead, though, by 101, putting it at 15,360. Volume there, 347 million shares.
And your ticker tip for the day?
People often handle their family finances by, the divide and conquer method. They divide up the tasks that people are going to do. So you've got one person that handles all of the bills and the normal cash flow type issues. That's number one. The other person might well handle all of the investment stuff. What's happening with the 401ks, the IRAs, the annuities. The one person does that with no cross communication, so they don't have any cohesive plan going on. That can be a very bad deal in multiple ways. One of the big ones I've seen is in the event that one of the people pass away, you've got the other person left having no idea what was going on in one part of their financial life. And that can cause some pretty big problems. Can also cause some pretty big misunderstandings and disagreements.
Not a good idea.
Just there are so many ways that I could think of that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
We'll just stop with those.
Well, how do they get a hold of you to
communicate?
How do they get a hold of you to get the communication going?
Well, you can call us right here at Baird & Company. The number is 790-5724, or you can find us on the web at rwbaird, that's BAIRD.com, and look for the Saginaw branch.
All right. We'll talk to you later in the week. Thanks, Steve.
Sounds very good. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Steve Anderson at Baird & Company with our ticker tip of the day. We thank him for joining us. Terry Henney's Farm Show coming along in just a couple of moments.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents